Chosen one, something happened to you. And when that something happened to you, you've never been the same. You probably don't even know this happened to you because you're so powerful, because you're so tapped in, because you're so aligned, and because the transition was so smooth, you didn't even realize what happened. But chosen one, what happened was a version of you died and a new version of you was reborn. See, chosen one, you went through a psychological death, an emotional death, a spiritual death. And this death happened because you carried way too much pain, so much pain, and there was no safe place for you to put it. You were weighed down by all of the pain that was put into your body, put into your soul, put into your spirit, that eventually you broke. You were buried. You couldn't take it anymore. All of that pain eventually stressed you out so much and weighed so heavily on you that it killed you. You didn't even realize that that pain killed you, because once that pain killed you, a new version of yourself was reborn immediately. And the new version of you rose from your body and you became the new version without even realizing that the old version of you died. That would explain why you feel so much pain still from what has happened, from what you endured, because your soul still feels that wound that took you out. Your soul feels the sharpness of how deep that sword went into you. You were stabbed in the heart. You were stabbed through your body, through your soul, metaphorically speaking. But you were stabbed so deeply that that stab killed you. And what do I mean by that? All of the mistreatment, all of the times you were mocked, made fun of, disrespected, degraded, abused, ostracized, mistreated, all of that pain you had to endure were like swords being stabbed into your body. Every time someone did something mean to you, they were stabbing you. And eventually you had so many swords within your body that you collapsed. It's like you bled to death. It's like you died from your injury. You had psychological injury, emotional injury, spiritual injury. They injured your soul. They injured your spirit. They broke your spirit. And that's exactly what they were trying to do. And they succeeded. They wanted to kill you, but they didn't kill you physically. They killed you psychologically. They killed you emotionally. They killed you spiritually. And when they kill you that way, you stay in your body. And when you stay in your body, a new version of you is reborn. But your body still carries the pain, still carries the trauma, still carries the wound. That's why it's so hard to shake off, because that pain hasn't left your body. You didn't just go through growing pains or bullying. You went through a psychological death by people that energetically and spiritually attacked, destroyed, broke, and killed you. You were dealing with people that wanted to break your spirit more than they wanted to treat you with human decency. These people didn't care enough about you to treat you with respect, to treat you with human decency. You were dehumanized. Dehumanized. Those people treated you like you weren't human, like you didn't have any feelings, like you didn't have any emotion, like you're not a person that's going to feel all of this pain when people are inflicting so much pain on you. They looked at you like you were less of a person, like they could just treat you any your kind of way and it wasn't going to affect you. But a lot of those people were throwing stones when they live in glass houses, because the minute that you matched their energy, that was the minute that they didn't like what they were receiving. And the karma for killing someone energetically is for something in their life to die, something that they were born into, something that they created, something that they birthed into their life. Something in their life is going to die. This could be a career. This could be a relationship. This could be a friendship. Something in their life is going to die. It's going to experience a death. It's going to experience an ending, because that is the karma for energetically killing another person. You can't kill a person psychologically and not expect any consequences. You can't constantly treat a person like shit, constantly mistreat a person over and over again and not expect them to be affected by it. But these people, they were not operating through logic. They were operating in demonic energy, because demonic energy doesn't look at humans as people. They look at Humans as objects of ridicule, as objects of disdain, as objects of disrespect, as objects of mistreatment. Like, I can just treat you any old kind of way, unleash all of my negativity, all of my pain, all of my shame, just throw that on you so I don't have to carry it, and you have to be the carrier for my pain. That's exactly demonic energy. It's dumping off their dark energy onto you, and you were buried underneath all of that darkness. They buried you, but you bloomed like a lotus flower. You were humiliated, you were cornered, you were silenced, you were mocked, and the weight of that crushed your spirit. You weren't just tired by the mistreatment, you were exhausted by the injustice. You knew the way that you were treated was not the way that humans are supposed to be treated, but no one was on your side, no one was in your corner, no one was protecting you. You had nobody. You were standing alone, a one-man army, while there was an army of people against you. It took an army of people to take you out, and you're still here. Because they didn't know that when they killed you, you were reborn and rose up to be a much more powerful person than who you were before. The version of you that won't deal with that, the version of you that won't be silenced, the version of you that has a voice, the version of you that speaks your truth, the version of you that is more discerning, the version of you that can defend yourself, that can fight for yourself, the version of you that knows you deserve better. You weren't just defeated, you were destroyed. Energetically, emotionally, and spiritually destroyed. That's why it's been so hard for you to shake off what has happened, for you to shake off those wounds, shake off those feelings, shake off that pain, because your soul is wounded from what has happened to you. And when a soul for a soul, when a soul wounds another soul deeply, impactfully, their soul is going to be wounded. They're going to go through an energetic death in their life, something that they don't even see coming. Everything is, I'm channeling this right now. Everything is going to seem like it's all smooth sailing. It's going to seem like it's fine. It's going to seem like there is life, that there is longevity in here. But pretty soon the ball is going to drop. The other shoe is going to drop, and they are going to lose out. They're going to experience a death. Something in their life is going to die. And when that dies, their soul is going to be crushed. Their spirit is going to be broken. It's going to hurt them. It's going to be deeply impactful. They're going to feel that wound in their soul. It's going to be gut wrenching, because that's exactly the same pain they inflicted upon you. I know you feel like there wasn't justice that was served, but justice is always served. You may not always see the justice being served, but the justice will be served in their life, in their neck of the woods, someplace far off in the distance. They're going to receive their karma, their justice. You will always reap what you have sown. And however many years it was taking for you to recover, that was the amount of years of them running scotch-free, thinking that nothing was going to happen, thinking that they got away with it. But once you get to a point where you're no longer broken and you end that cycle, that's when the cycle is going to end in their life. Thinking it's all peachy keen and fine and dandy until something happens that just pulls the rug from under them. And they're going to have to sit in the pain of that discomfort. And they're going to be confused. They're going to be flabbergasted, wondering, why is this happening to me? Why did this happen to me? Because it's the same thing that happened to you. Why was all of this happening to me? Why was all of this pain being inflicted upon me by all of these people that don't even know me from a lick of paint, but they just decided that they're going to hurt me and harm me and cause me pain as if it's their full-time job, as if God has appointed them to hurt me. They weren't appointed by God. They were appointed by the devil. They were working in devilish energy, because the devil tells you, hurt them, destroy them, make them break, while God tells you to give them grace. You see, sometimes the devil can bless you and bring you things, but that will be revoked. That will be taken away. Because when it's not built on a strong foundation, when it's not from God, it's not going to last. That's what's next. They're going to experience a death in their life, something that's going to crush them, break their spirit, wound their soul. And they will have nobody to blame but themselves, because they brought it all on themselves by the type of energy that they inflicted on another person. They psychologically, spiritually, emotionally killed another person. So the same thing will happen to them. Ashe.